And we begin with breaking news first before here. Take a look at this photo on your screen. A car crashing into a 7-Eleven in South Windsor. Thanks for joining us here. I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Jen Bernstein. Fox 61's Jim Altman live on the scene right now. Jim, what are you seeing and what can you tell us?
And Jen and Ben, that happened just about an hour ago, just at about 2:50 here in South Windsor. We're on Ellington Road, 700 Ellington. This is just about a mile away from John Fitch Boulevard during rush hour, as we enter rush hour here. And as you take a look inside, this is where a car at about 2:50 this afternoon smashed right through the front window of the 7-Eleven here on Ellington Road. You can see people milling about. A lot of those are workers cleaning up. There's a lot of cleanup to be done. You can see the car is already gone. We should also tell you the most important thing throughout all of this, as you look at all of this damage, nobody was hurt. No injuries. There was an elderly driver. There was an error in judgment. South Windsor police tell me he was not impaired. The car, which was a 2008 Chevy Impala, has already been taken from the scene, removed and towed away. And there were just a few customers inside when this happened. But again, we want to stress, nobody was hurt. There is a lot of cleanup ahead, and the investigation here in South Windsor continues, and obviously, again, so does the cleanup. For now, we're live in South Windsor. Jim Altman, Fox 61 News.